Google has salvaged Robinhood's one-star rating in Google reviews by deleting nearly 100,000 negative reviews. That's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. What's happening, guys? You guys have tuned into Rules for Rebels. It is early Friday morning. I figure you guys could join me for my morning coffee, and we'll talk about this story. Unless you've been living under a rock for the past couple days, you've likely heard about this situation with Robinhood and GameStop stock and Wall Street bets. Just to break it down really quickly, and I did see a really interesting Yahoo News article that kind of really broke this down into really kind of simple terms. You know, what and who is Wall Street bets? What is the situation? How does it work? They broke it down really simply. So I might do a follow-up video kind of touching on that article because I think it breaks the story down really, really nicely. But in a nutshell, a couple of hedge funds, Melvin Capital and Citron, were shorting GameStop stock, meaning they were betting on the stock to go down. And, you know, Wall Street manipulates the market, so they do things to drive it down even further. But basically everybody on Wall Street bets on Reddit got together and said, hey, let's all buy this stock. So they all bought the stock. It caused the price to surge. The more the price goes up, when these hedge funds are shorting the stock, it causes them to lose a ton of money. I forget which one of these companies, but one of these companies had to get a $2.75 billion bailout to stay solvent after this happened. And what really got everybody outraged, I mean, it was already just an interesting story, the volatility of the GameStop stock. But what really got everybody riled up was that Robinhood, TD Ameritrade, WeBull, and several other brokerages stopped people's ability to buy this stock. And it was done in the name of protecting people from themselves, right? This is a really volatile stock. We want to protect our traders from losing money, when in reality, they just wanted to protect their buddies on Wall Street. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not 100% sure about this, but I believe there's some type of relationship between one of these hedge funds and Robinhood. I don't know if they're heavily invested in it or they're sister companies, but I'm almost positive there was some relationship between them. And, you know, I've been telling people not to use Robinhood for a long time. I think Robinhood has shown themselves to be somewhat of an incompetent brokerage. Probably a year and a half, 2 years ago, they were going to do that like 4% interest rate money market account. It sounded pretty cool, right? Who doesn't want to earn 4%? But ultimately it wound up turning out that they didn't have it set up right, or they weren't legally allowed to do it. And that wound up getting shut down like a day or two into being live. Robinhood is also an exchange or a brokerage that's known for having a lot of downtime. There's probably been at least 2 or 3 scenarios where Robinhood's site has just been crashing for days. People were unable to get out of options positions and people lost money. Kind of like what goes on Coinbase a lot of times, except you don't necessarily expect that to happen in the traditional stock market. I've always said, you know, get a real brokerage account with a real brokerage, a Vanguard, a Fidelity, a Schwab. And unfortunately, even some quote unquote real brokerages like TD Ameritrade wound up participating in this blocking of letting people trade the stock. So I guess even with a real brokerage, you're not necessarily safe, but I believe Schwab, Fidelity, Vanguard, and a number of other legit brokerages did not stop people from buying GameStop or AMC stock. Basically what wound up happening in this situation, Google wound up helping Robinhood out by deleting 100,000 reviews after they'd been driven down to a 1-star review. Now, this is clearly wrong. I think Robinhood definitely earned this 1-star review, but essentially what Google is going to say is this was a case of review bombing. Review bombing is when, you know, everybody on the internet gets upset with some company, some business, and then there's kind of a coordinated effort to, hey, let's all go leave them 1-star reviews and destroy their Google My Business rating or whatever else. In some situations, Google will remedy this and remove reviews. In other situations, they'll leave them up. It kind of depends on what. I've seen a couple businesses, you know, during the whole Capitol riot situation, there were a couple business owners who owned businesses who happened to be at the Capitol that day. They were kind of outed online and people review bombed their business. So people aren't leaving this restaurant a review because the food is bad. They're upset that they participated in the Capitol riot, so they're leaving them a review based on that. And that's not really what Google reviews are necessarily intended to do. I don't think Google would probably step in and do anything about that situation, but that's like in theory why Google might do something about review bombing. I remember there was an Amy Schumer Netflix stand-up special a while back, and the internet kind of got together and review bombed her and brought her star score down to 1 score. down to 1 star, and Netflix actually stepped in and removed all the reviews and raised it back up. And ultimately, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's ultimately what led Netflix into getting away from the star system and going to the stupid thumbs up, thumbs down system, where it tells you like on a percentage basis how likely you are to like a show. But let's get into this article and see what it says. Google has salvaged Robinhood's 1-star rating by deleting nearly 100,000 negative reviews. Unhappy users have been review bombing the app. Google is actively removing negative reviews of Robinhood app from the Google Play Store. The company confirmed to The Verge after some disgruntled Robinhood users organized a campaign to give the app a 1-star review on Google's Play Store and Apple's Play Store, and succeeded in review bombing it all the way down to a 1-star rating. The company has now deleted enough reviews to bring it back up to nearly 4 stars. Robinhood came under intense scrutiny on Thursday after the trading app was announced it would block purchases of GameStop, AMC, and other stocks, made popular by the r/Wall Street Bets subreddit, and some users have already replaced their deleted 1-star reviews with new ones to make their anger heard. Here's a screenshot from Play Store page captured by 9 to 5 Google when the app had a 1-star rating and nearly 275,000 reviews. And here you can see here they got 274,982 reviews, average review score 1 star. And here's a screenshot we took shortly before publishing this article showing a nearly 4-star rating at around 180,000 reviews. So here we got 180,740 reviews, and it's back up to 4 stars. It's not outside Google's purview to delete these posts. Google's policies explicitly prohibit reviews intended to manipulate an app's rating, and the company said it had a system that combines human intelligence with machine learning to detect and enforce policy violations in ratings and reviews. Google says it specifically took action on reviews that it felt confident violated those policies. The company tells Verge, Google says companies do not have the ability to delete reviews themselves. On Apple's App Store, Robinhood has a 4.7 rating, and we didn't see any reviews newer than Wednesday. However, popular apps like TikTok, Uno, and Genshin also didn't have reviews from any later than Wednesday when we checked. Unhappy Robinhood users aren't just using reviews to show their ire, they're also calling for a class action lawsuit. Later on Thursday, Robin said it would allow limited buys of certain stocks on Friday. The company said that halting its purchases on Thursday was a risk management decision. The Galaxy Pro, or no, that's something else. Okay, so I guess that's the end of this article. Let me know what you guys think about this. Is this justified? Was this review bombing, and should these reviews have been taken down? Or is this Google trying to kind of protect and help out their big tech buddies? Let me know your guys' thoughts. I saw Philip DeFranco the other day. I don't really watch his channel regularly, but I heard somebody mention this. He, to his credit, I think he's somebody who's often pushing Robinhood or does, ad spots for Robinhood. And on his channel the other day, he said, "Don't ever approach me again trying to buy a sponsored video or anything like that. I don't care how much you're paying. I'm not dealing with you." So I thought that was pretty cool to his credit. Let me know what you guys think about this story. I'll probably wind up doing a follow-up of that Yahoo News article I mentioned, where they talk about kind of break down this whole situation in simple terms. That's all I got for you guys today. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button below. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.